Hello, this is Jeff from Studio 41 Gaming, and we're finally back with the next Smite video. It's been a while, so without much further ado, we're taking a look at Cupid this time. Let's get going. So, this is another build I'm using Transcendence in, and it obviously is the first thing you want to get, and definitely go after minions as hard as you can before you're able to buy it, since it does take a little bit, so focus those freaking minions. Next, we've got Warrior Tabi, so you get your boots, and then physical power, movement speed. Next, we got Jotunn's Wrath. Yes, this is Jotunn's Wrath in a Hunter build, but you'll see why. It gives physical power, mana, penetration, cooldown reduction. Nice stuff for Cupid. Then we've got Quinn's Sais. Yes, that is physical power, attack speed, and the bonus damage on the target's maximum health. Next, we've got Titan's Bane, so physical power and a whole bunch of penetration. And then Deathbringer. Physical power, critical strike chance, and critical strike damage increase. Yeah, this build is all about each individual hitting as hard as humanly freaking possible. Because endgame, even if you're not critting, you're going to be hitting for like 300 or 400 once you tack on Quinn's Sais and the penetration you're going to get. So this is heavy hitting each individual attack, doing as much damage as humanly possible. And we've got Purification and Sanctuary, obviously, for our relics. And abilities, normal default God Builder is fine for this. I couldn't think of anything else you'd want to focus, so I just leave it normal. Passive for Cupid is every hit he gains a stack that increases the damage and healing of his abilities, and then at 8 stacks, his Heart Bomb, which is his normal line attack, and Fields of Love will also stun. So Heart Bomb, it's basically you just hit with a line and then it waits above their head for a few seconds and then explodes. And it slows them and also does a shit ton of damage late game once you get your physical power built up. Next, we've got Share the Love, which is where Cupid lays the hearts down around him, and he or allied gods can pick him up and heal himself or them. And then when an ally picks it up, he will regen some mana. And I've never actually figured out if an enemy picks it up, if it does damage to him or what. But next we have Flutter, which is his dash. Basically, it's just a line dashed away, and then he gains some movement speed and some attack speed. And then Fields of Love, which is where Cupid lays a whole bunch of hearts down at a target location. Then it slows your enemies, and then they explode and do a shit ton of damage. And they also, combined with the Love Struck stun, this ult is disgusting. It does a ton of damage, slows, stuns. It is godly if you are able to use the Love Struck buff with it. But let's get in a bit more of how to play this build and how to play Cupid. So like I said, this build is all about lowering the boom with each individual hit. So it's going to be standard procedure with Transcendence. Once you get it, and well, try and get to it as fast as you can by killing minions, and if there are any cheap kills you can snatch, go for them. But after you get Transcendence, just try and kill minions as fast as humanly possible to get those stacks up. And obviously God kills help a bunch also. As you can see, getting those stacks can be a bit harder than it should be, since I had like 2 mages on my team who are also going after minions hard. But if you have Transcendence, you should be the one who gets minions as fast as possible, because that freaking item is so ridiculous. But with this build, the biggest problem that you're going to have is you're going to be squishy as shit. Like a lot of builds I do, and a lot of mainstream builds, you gotta be careful, since you're not going to have much in the way of defense. And when you're playing against the team I'm playing against here, good freaking luck. You're gonna die a lot. Just try and get as many kills as you can also. just Ares, Odin, and then we had that Freya that went 22 and 6 on us. It was insane. But with this build, though, you're going to be doing a shit ton of damage. And for the most part, if you can pick up an attack speed buff, you can pretty much go head-to-head with just about anyone. The only thing you have to be careful of is that you don't have any life on hit with this build. So if you do 1v1 someone and you don't get the Love Struck stun, you're going to be hurting, since they're going to be able to lay a lot of damage on you without any way of you being able to get it back. So that's another thing you just have to be careful of. But for the most part, you are going to be lowering the boom with this build once you get the 50 Transcendence stacks, and then all the penetration we're getting and the bonus Sais damage. But basically, if you're going to going and engaging anyone, go with Love Struck, and then just hit with basic attacks. You're not going to be using your ult except for a team fight, so don't go and waste that on like one person or anything. This is a pretty standard build. Cupid's not exactly hard to play. Just try and build up your stacks of Transcendence, build up your stacks for the Love Struck, and you'll be doing a freaking shit ton of damage with some really annoying CC that will make everybody on the enemy team hate you and possibly focus you. So also be careful with your crappy defense and lack of life on hit. Other than that, enjoy, and I sure hope I'm not facing anyone playing against this build, otherwise I might go cry in a corner. Thanks for watching.